Oh, okay, here, okay. What's the best career decision you've ever made?
Ooh, okay, this one was a risky one. The best career decision that I've ever made is
Yeah.
attempting to go full time because I was working two jobs when I
Uh-huh.
first started streaming, and so as
Oh
you could
my
imagine, that didn't leave
god.
that much time. And then I did a subathon, and I was very, very, very lucky that I had enough money that I could afford living on my own for 1 year exactly. And I thought, okay, so I can't stream full time in my current house because I live in a trailer and my housemates are home all the time, and it's just not conducive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this year's savings and I'm going to
Yeah.
move into an apartment complex, and I'm going to go full time. And then I streamed for months like that, like months
Oh
and
my
months and
god.
months,
Wait,
just like
wait.
I just got excited and was having a good time. I wasn't thinking too hard about growing. I was just like, I found myself carried away by just loving the act of streaming, right?
Aw. So you actually like you took like the savings you made from a year, like pretty
Yes.
much, and you were like, you know what? Like, fuck it all. I'm just gonna
I
ball
was
it. I'm
very,
gonna
very
ball it.
lucky. I had somebody who helped me a lot. I had a chat member. Shout out to Fizz, who gave me basically what I needed to survive for 1 year. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna take it as a sign that I should give it a shot. And my lease was coming up, and
Aw.
I hadn't made it.
Wait. Oh
But
no.
I
Wait.
ended up getting a raid from Vettel, and
Yeah. Turtle.
overnight, overnight changed everything.
That's
So taking
crazy.
that leap of faith, I wouldn't have been live at that time because I wouldn't have been a full-time streamer. So it lined up like so perfectly that I was live at that one time with that one opportunity and got lucky with that one moment for that exposure. And I got to keep my apartment, and I got to sign my lease the next month. I was like, yippee!
Oh my god, that's like wow, that's really that's a motivating, like very motivating like a story,
Thank
Like
you.
how did you feel though, like when right like before the rain, like knowing that this was like your like kind of like your last like what like month, like how were you
Hmm.
actually feeling like
I was like,
emotionally?
basically, I think I was just like glad that I had given it a try because I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I think that all of the like angst of like, oh man, like I have to go back to work, and I have to go back to being part time was kind of like something that I was pushing to like, okay, be doomer about that later, because like I still had 1 month left in my apartment. I could still stream full time for a month, so I just
Yeah.
loved what I was doing, and I loved daily going live so much that I was like, that's future me's problem. And I guess maybe like delusionally in the back of my brain, I was like, I have a month left. Something could happen. I could have one in a million thing happen to me. And
Huh.
delusion worked out for me in that case.
The Delulu worked out.
It worked.
Well, that's because I think the deep down inside, I think you maybe even manifested it, That's very
Maybe. That's
cool.
what my mom says. My mom believes in manifestation and stuff, and she's like, congratulations, you did it. And also I flipped a turtle over that was on the highway, and some people think that I have turtle karma, and that's how I got the raid, because
Oh, I've heard of that.
right before
I've
the
heard
raid
of
happened,
that.
I saw this turtle scuttling in the highway, and I was in the passenger seat, and I was like, oh, hold on, I gotta save this guy. So I popped out of the passenger seat, and I ran over and I flipped him over, and I got him on the side of the road and kept going, and that karma, maybe that's it.
They say that the reason is because like turtles live a long, long time, and they carry. So like
Mm,
you saved him. You saved him. He
I
returned it.
did, yeah.
That's
So
really
maybe
cute.
maybe that's the karma that I earned on that day for saving his life.
Yeah, I think so, definitely. And
I
it's
just
very
don't know.
strange. It came in the rate of a turtle.
I know. Isn't that kind of uncanny? I am curious as to how a turtle wound up on his back in the road, though. Like, how does that? Like, maybe he was like, maybe someone like clipped the end of his shell and spun him out or something. I have
I
no
think so.
idea.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. He
But
probably
he was
almost got run
totally
over.
unhurt. Like, he was like, I thought he was gonna like shrink up in his little shell and be like, fuck off. But like, I picked him up and his little arms were out and his little legs were out, and I put him on the side of the road, and he moved. He was like, I'm out of here.
He's like, I'm out of here. Thanks, lady.
But yeah, I think probably that, like that delusional leap of faith that I took is probably because like
That's
if I was
cool.
too scared, I wouldn't have been streaming at the time. I wouldn't have had the
That's true.
opportunity for that moment that where I got lucky.
It would have
And
never happened. Like, it would have never happened in general because,
no,
like,
I
it
probably
was
would have been working two jobs in food service still and streaming part time.
oh my god, wow, that's actually quite incredible. I think it's a
Thank
really, really
you.
cool story.
Thank you.
And I'm glad you're here full time too.
Do you
Thank
have do
you
you do you
guys
have
for
an answer for
supporting
that?
Kelly.
Thank you. Do you have an
I'm
answer for like
saying,
the smartest business decision you've made? Do you have like an answer like that comes to
hmm.
your mind where you're like, oh, this was it for me?
Oh, you know what? I could totally like answer this question too. Like
Mm,
I think that like the way I started was back in 2020. So
mhm.
like I was like basically kind of just like I almost like played I played MMOs a lot. So I was like having community that way. I was like playing MMOs and having community that way. And then like unfortunately one of my MMOs that I played, somebody didn't like me in that MMO and they chased me out basically. And so I was just like,
What?
"Oh, wow, okay. Well, I guess I'll try to find a new community." And so I went to other places and I couldn't really
Mhm.
like I don't know, just I just couldn't like find that sense of community again. And I was like, darn, and then I was watching VTubers and I think I was watching specifically like Silvervale and Zentrea because
Mhm.
and I was like, wow, this is so cool. I'm like, what's like I mean, I don't think I'm gonna be able to like make it like there, but it'd be fun to just start streaming and just build a community. At least I'd have like a little place to have like like
Mm.
like a just like a Discord to hang out and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So I started like that pretty much, and I never thought I would actually like make it. So too, yeah.
Yeah, dude, I remember when I was like browsing and thinking about the idea of becoming a VTuber as well. I was looking at the communities people had made, and I never thought that I
Yeah.
would ever have anything to that caliber. But it is so
Right.
cool to see. Like, look at how dedicated these people are, and not only are they dedicated to you, but they have in inside friendships, and they talk to each other, and people
Yeah.
meet each other through your community, and it's so cool. So I
It
was the
is
same
really
way. I'm
cool.
like, if I could get two people who are like buddies and meet through my stream and are hanging out and watching, or one person who's like, I'm gonna get off work and I'm gonna watch this streamer, like that alone is like makes
Right.
it worth it.